It's a beautiful day. I just finished work and I'm gonna head over to view an apartment. Let me put on my knee and elbow pads. My lips are peeling. This is exactly why I wear knee and elbow pads. This is my current state of my knee injury. It's a very sunny day today. I just parked my bike. My hair is like really growing, so I'm like, now I need to really figure out what I'm gonna do with it next. I just parked my bike and this man, he had parked next to me and then he was like, oh, he told me, said, which is like beautiful bike. And then he pointed at my elbow and knee pads and I think he was going like, like as if it's a good idea. Annie and I get a lot of comments on our elbow and knee protection because no one here uses it, but it's actually really handy because you're bound to get in an accident at some point and you're gonna be thankful that you're wearing them. I was wishing that I had knee pads when I got this. Oh, that's the lady calling me now. I found out that I'm in the wrong place, not the completely wrong place. I'm on the other side of the street, so I have to drive down the street and then I'll meet up with the owner of the apartment. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but it's really more like a 2.5 bedroom because this room here was really small. This apartment is definitely a fixer-upper and it comes unfurnished. The requesting price from the owner was $12 million, which is actually very expensive for an unfurnished apartment that needs a lot of fixing up and some work done. So yeah, I actually was a bit inspired by this apartment though, even though there's a lot of work that needs to be done. It made me kind of excited to kind of get a fixer-upper because you could put your energy and love into it and kind of start it, you know, from scratch and just make it your own, and that kind of inspired me. I really like the balcony here and I thought it was really big and I like how it connects to the other room. There's a master bedroom, then like a medium bedroom. And then the 3rd bedroom is more like an office size. This here is a little area on the side of the balcony where you could put your either your stove so that you don't have to cook indoors and get the smell, or you can put your washer and dryer. And the balcony connected to this room here, and you can see there's a lot of writing on the wall from a child that used to live here. So yeah, I would have had to do a lot of fixing up, and for the price of 12 million VND, it's actually a lot, especially for being unfurnished and being a fixer-upper. This was the other bathroom at the entrance. This is more like you can see writing on the wall, but actually I think I could do something with this.
My dog, he's very lovely.
Oh.
It's not my dog, it's my daughter's dog.
Oh, okay.
You see? Yeah, he's sitting.
Oh.
Very cute.
What's his name?
Mellow.
Mellow? Oh, that's cute.
My husband just love it.
That's your daughter?
My second daughter. And they photo the dog every day.
That's me. When I get one, I will take photos every day.
He's very lovely.
Oh. I just viewed the apartment, but I'm gonna talk with Annie. I kind of want her opinion on it. I would like her opinion. It's 3-bedroom, but it's more like 2.5 because the 3rd bedroom, which is the first one you see when you walk in, is really, really small. It's more like a little office, but yeah, it's like 2.5. It says 3 and 2 bathrooms, and it has a really big balcony. And it even has a little area on the side where you can cook or you can put the washing machine. And yeah, so I would have to furnish it and everything. decorate it my way. There's a lot that I could do with it. I would probably paint and all of that kind of stuff because there's like drawings on the wall. It's kind of like do it yourself and very like basic. In the end, I ended up not going with this apartment, but I have viewed another apartment and I had a couple others on my list. I've seen one other place so far, like a few days ago, and I really liked it, but I ended up saying no to it because it had this like really small alleyway, and then I don't know, there were a lot of different things. I'll put a little video clip. It was a beautiful apartment, but I ended up saying no to it. There were a couple of reasons why. This was the other place that I said no to. It was a family-owned house, but they rented out some rooms at the top. They have their business at the bottom, and the rooms were really nice. The first room that I viewed was the one I saw online. It was around 350 USD, and I really liked the brick inside. Like the interior was really nice, and it had a little, it's not a full-on balcony, but it had a really nice little window type door, and I really liked that. Then there was another door that connected to the living area, and from there, the other side is the hallway, which leads to a little bathroom, which would be my bathroom. This is the living area that the bedroom connects to. And then there's another bedroom that they had for sale, but it's the same price, but it wasn't as nice as the other one. I actually did consider for a second getting both so that I could have the whole floor to myself. It would be 2-bedroom and then the living area in the middle, but I opted out for both rooms. The one thing was the kitchen. The kitchen was horror, and I felt like they really needed to renovate it. And I also checked out upstairs, and upstairs is the place that wowed me. This is upstairs. There's a bathtub, and from here there's a washing machine, and this is the bedroom. I think it was $700 to $800 per month. They actually rent this place out on Airbnb. It was a really beautiful place. I really liked the very traditional feel. The owner actually transported the roof of the house from Hue, and I thought it was really cool, very traditional. It even had like a altar and everything. So I'm back at the bike shop. My bike constantly has problems turning on. It keeps cutting off when I'm driving, and then it thankfully it's been starting up, and the motorbike man, he told me a secret, like I have to honk the horn while I turn it on. It's kind of gotta be creative, you know. Today has been so crazy. Even though I've only gone to work, I went to view an apartment and I went to take my motorbike into the bike shop, but it's been really crazy. First of all, work was really good. Like I had a really good day because my students, I just really was into teaching today. Like, you know, some days you have like those low days, but today was like a really energetic day. And by the way, you guys, I haven't slept at all last night. It's now like 1:00 p.m. and last night I didn't sleep, but I still went into work, and I had so much energy, and I still have a lot of energy. That's kind of how I am. 2 nights ago, I didn't sleep at all either. And yeah, here we are again. It's not that I do it on purpose. I struggle with insomnia, and I just end up having still a lot of energy. Then after work, I met up with the lady for the apartment. It was really funny because I called her. I just spoke with her for the first time this morning. I found the apartment online last night, and this morning after work, it was pretty much 10:30. I called her, and I in my broken Vietnamese, I was like, seriously, it was so broken. Tôi là người Mỹ. Tôi muốn nhìn nhà. And then she understood what I said, because right away she was like, I speak English. You wanna see the apartment? And I was like, yeah. She got what I was trying to say, even in my broken Vietnamese. And it's comforting because even though I can't say sentences correctly, like, you know, in the right, maybe I'm missing some words, or I'm not saying it in a good pace, like I pause a lot and then my tones are not good. She's still able to kind of get the gist of what I'm saying, and that's been the case a lot for me speaking Vietnamese. I've been able to put sentences together for a little while. As I learn, I'm like, oh, I can put these words together to create a sentence. But now I'm starting to like actually really understand people. Like today, I had parked over to the side and I was checking my phone for the map, and a security guard came up to me for the building that I was in front of, and he asked me where I was going, but I completely understood him. Usually it's like me completely guessing, but I completely understood every word he said. And even with the landlord that I met up with today, I understood a lot of the things she was telling to her husband in Vietnamese, and it was really nice because there's like a certain point where you've studied a certain amount where things start to click, and I feel like I'm at that point because I'm understanding a lot of things, and I don't even have to. Sometimes when I went to the motorbike place, I had to type some stuff, but in general, like for basic stuff, I know how to kind of communicate what I need. So it's kind of nice. Like, it's really exciting for me, and it motivates me to not skip any more days because once I study and then I implement it, I get really excited when I'm able to use new words that I've learned. This is gonna be my first time I fully like get into decorating my place, because usually when I move somewhere I don't really get into it too much. In New York I did a little bit. I bought pillows and I put up curtains, but that's pretty much all I ever do because I don't settle down too much. But here I am going to. I've looked at a lot of apartments, but I enjoy it. So I think even when I get this place, I'll still keep looking because I just like to see them. I like to view them, and maybe that will be a great series, just looking at apartments. So this next place is the place I actually chose, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. When I saw it for the first time, I fell in love with it, and I think you guys are gonna really like it. We actually went through the agent that found our first place for us, and I'm so excited. Yeah, I like this. Mm-hmm.
It is not an issue at all in the window.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like the entrance. The entrance is private enough. Yeah. And then it has this upstairs part, the patio part, that's really nice. Yeah, I want it. I want it, yeah. Like this place. Yeah, I can't say no to this. Yeah. Like I can't even say, oh, I need to think about it. There's no thinking. Hi, puppy. Hi. You like it? Yes. Yes. You like that, huh? He's like, hey, why'd you stop? I don't even know what I was saying. Anyway, let me show you guys what I studied last night. So when I was apartment hunting last night, I ended up learning some new words online. If anyone's planning to move here, instead of going on the foreign websites, check out Vietnamese websites and Facebook groups for apartments. I found some words that I didn't know. An important one was room. I kept seeing phone. This one came up all the time, and you'll see it all the time on websites for housing because it usually says like 3 rooms or 4 rooms or 1 room. Living room. And apartment, I saw that a lot. There are 2 words for apartment. Just ignore the accents because sometimes I put accents and sometimes I don't. I don't really focus on it too much, but I pretty much understand the idea of the accents. I just can't say them properly, even though I can sometimes hear them and recognize them when I hear them. With writing, I'm not really too hard on myself, but I am trying to slowly learn, you know, how to write. Private was another word in case, you know, there might be like a room in a house, but it's just a private room. Or maybe the apartment is very private, or it's a private house where it's a lot of privacy. Bright. I learned this last night, and Annie really helps me out a lot because bright also means morning, so I learned 2 words in one. Refrigerator was something I already knew in the back of my head, but I feel like now after seeing it a couple times, I wanted to write it down again, but I feel like it's stuck in my head because when I went to view an apartment, I asked her about where the refrigerator was, and I had to look the word up, and after that, Now when I see it online, I recognize the word. Another word that is popular is renting out. Usually the person posting is pretty much trying to say, I have for rent, or I'm renting out this room, and this is what they will use for that. And so I see that often. This is something like life experience, you know. It's not something you might find in a textbook because, you know, people aren't usually looking up these kind of words. Yeah, maybe refrigerator or something like that. This is pretty much how I learn languages. If I need something, I will learn it. And before learning maybe like, you know, rooster, that might be in a textbook, I will learn these words that are not there because I need these more than rooster. I'm not sure why that came to mind, but rooster. I know a lot of foreigners complain because it's hard for a lot of Vietnamese people. They're not used to foreigners speaking, you know, Vietnamese. So even when they butcher the tones, but they're saying the words, maybe it's in a similar context where they should get it, they still don't. I haven't had too much of a problem. Like, I've been able to kind of slide by. So it's comforting. It was kind of funny to know that she got to listen to me like pretty much struggle trying to speak Vietnamese. But I think for a lot of Vietnamese people, it's like nice to see because I didn't start out when she answered the phone. I didn't go like, do you speak English? I pretty much just tried to speak Vietnamese and then let her tell me that she spoke English. And I think any of you who want to try learning a language, you should try that first. If they happen to know English, just let them speak English to you. But I tried, and for me, that's good. At the motorbike place, you know, they all know me and Annie because we go there all the time with our bike. After I dropped off my bike, they asked me if I wanted to ride home because I told them I don't live too far away. So they took one of their motorbikes and they drove me home, which is really nice of them. And I just really appreciate a lot of people here. You know, I hear a lot of things about Vietnamese people, like, oh, they're mean. And I feel like in every culture, you're gonna get mean people. But also with Vietnamese culture, you know, it's a very, like, I guess in a sense you would say harsh culture. I think a big thing here is that people are very straightforward. They don't really beat around the bush and they pretty much tell it like it is. In general, I've experienced a lot of great people here who have been very helpful, welcoming. I think a lot of people who have bad experiences here usually have a lot of problems with scams because you can get scammed easily here in Vietnam, and if you don't know what to look for, you'll really get scammed. And I think if you're someone who ends up getting, like, falling for a lot of scams, you can have a lot of trouble and negative thoughts towards life in Vietnam. And also, like, motorbike driving can be hectic, and if you get in a bad accident, that can really kind of tarnish and affect your experience here. I know a lot of people who just, like, hate the traffic and hate, you know, just the possibility and the experience of getting in an accident. And that makes life hard here for a lot of foreigners. But in general, like with Vietnamese people, my experience has been very good. I've seen a couple experiences that look scary, but I don't feel like I've been fully in them. I don't feel like I've ever really gotten into anything where I felt like, oh, just I don't like it here. But I've heard a lot of stories like that from people who just couldn't handle it, and people would think I would be one of those people because I'm a sensitive person, and people consider me naive, but I don't think I'm naive. I actually think I'm very smart, and I see a lot of things that people don't think I see. I feel like I am able to survive here in Vietnam. I mean, I've lasted a year, so I think that says a lot. But we'll see. Let's see it another year. By the way, this drink was so nice to come home to. It's pretty much just a little tamarind drink, and it's so good. It reminds me of Mexico. I didn't drink this in Mexico, but they eat a lot of tamarindo. Baby. I'm watching a new show. I'm so excited because last night while I was up, I found a show called Star, and if any of you guys, maybe a lot of you know of it, but I just found out about it last night, and I'm on the 4th episode, and I can't wait to watch. Like, every episode is packed with goodness. If you guys are looking for a new show to watch, look up Star. It's really good. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I found this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I want to give a special shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys so much. And if you would like to become a patron on Patreon, be sure to check the link in the description box. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.